What if I told you that you could finish an entire 8-hour day of schoolwork in just 2 hours? I know, it sounds completely nuts, like a total fantasy, but it's not. Today, we're going to break down a method that does exactly that, and it's not about cutting corners, it's about completely rewiring the way you work.
We've all been there, right? You sit down fully intending to be productive, and then you blink, and it's midnight. You've been chained to your desk for hours, but you've barely made a dent in your to-do list. The textbook's open, sure, but your brain's been jumping between homework, the group chat, and endless social media feeds. It's exhausting, it's super inefficient, and it's the exact problem we are going to solve right now.
All right, so let's get right to the good stuff, the solution. The promise here is that the exact same workload that normally eats up your entire evening can be crushed in a single, focused 120-minute session. Sounds impossible, I know, but it all comes down to one really powerful idea.
And let's be super clear about this. This isn't some hack for doing less work or turning in something sloppy. It's actually the complete opposite. It's about producing higher quality work by trading those 6 hours of scattered, half-hearted attention for 2 hours of pure, uninterrupted, high-octane focus.
The secret sauce for this entire hack is understanding the two different states your brain can be in. And the crazy part is, almost everyone lives in the first state, without ever tapping into the insane power of the second one.
So let's just look at this side by side. Over on the left, you've got shallow work. This is the default mode for most of us, right? Textbook's open, but your phone is buzzing. You've got 20 tabs open. It feels like you're working, but you're just spinning your wheels. Now look at the right, deep work. We're talking zero distractions. It's just you, one task, and a timer. This is where you become hyper-efficient.
Okay, so the theory is great and all, but how do we actually do this? How do you flip the switch and get into that deep work state whenever you want?
Step 1, and honestly, this is the most critical part, is creating what the source material calls the vacuum. And this is absolutely non-negotiable. Your phone isn't just on silent, it needs to be physically in another room. All those browser tabs that aren't essential for what you're doing, close them. You have to create this sealed environment where your brain literally has no other choice but to focus on the one thing right in front of you.
So really, it all boils down to this simple 3-step process. First, you build your vacuum to kill every possible distraction. Second, you look at your 2 hours and you break them down into intense, focused sprints for specific tasks. And third, you just go. You hit start on that timer and you do not stop or get sidetracked until it dings.
You know, a great way to think about this is like a sprint. You're not jogging through your work all day. You're running as fast as you can for a short, set amount of time. Every single time you glance at a notification, your brain pays what's called a switching cost. That's the mental lag it takes to get back on track. By getting rid of those distractions, you stay at your absolute peak mental speed.
Let's make this real. Imagine you've got a bunch of math problems and a whole history summary to write. So you set the timer. For the first 60 minutes, with zero interruptions, you just hammer out those math problems. Bam! Then you take a quick 5-minute break. Stand up, stretch, reset your brain. Then you dive back in for the last 55 minutes to write that entire history summary. Done. Finished. 2 hours, 2 huge tasks completely knocked out.
I get it, this might still sound a little too good to be true, but there's actually some really simple math and psychology that explains why this is so dang effective.
Think about it. When you're in that shallow work mode, half studying, half texting, you're really only giving about 25% of your brain power to the actual task. Your brain is trying to juggle everything at once, which means nothing gets your full, undivided attention.
But when you're in the vacuum, in a real deep work session, you are giving 100% of your focus to that one thing. For that block of time, it is the only thing in the universe that exists. No multitasking, just single tasking at full throttle.
And here's where the math just clicks. 8 hours of work at a measly 25% focus level produces the exact same amount of output as 2 hours of work at 100% focus. You're just trading a bunch of low-quality junk time for a short burst of high-quality intense time. The result is the same, but you get 6 hours of your life back. It's a no-brainer.
If you only take one single thing away from this explainer, please let it be this. The game is not about who can sit at a desk the longest. It's about who can focus the most intensely. That one little shift in how you think is the key that unlocks this whole method. Okay, so enough of me talking about it, and now it's time for you to actually try it. I am giving you a direct challenge to put this to the test for yourself. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Tomorrow, I want you to pick your most annoying, most difficult task, the one you always put off. Then, you're going to physically put your phone in another room. Set a timer for 2 hours, and for those 2 hours, you work on that one thing and that one thing only. No interruptions. Just see what happens. See how much of your day you get back.
And that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. What's that one subject for you? You know, the one that always seems to drag on for hours and hours and just drains the life out of you? Well, that is the perfect candidate for your first 2-hour challenge. Give it a shot. I think you're going to be absolutely shocked at what you can do.